Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live Community Review Sunday edition. Thanks, everybody, for joining. It's great to have everybody today. I am not sure if we have anyone new, but just to welcome everyone or anyone on YouTube, there's a link to join the Discord here where we do the chat, and you can submit your music. And everyone can submit a song up to 7 minutes, and we will give you feedback in real time on your music. And so everyone gets to share one song, and we will give feedback on whatever you like. So if you are still writing the song, let us know that, and we can help you with the writing process. Or if you are done and you're mixing it, we can help with mixing. Or if it's already released and you just want us to hype it up or help you with future songs, we can do that too. So when it's your turn, just have a little bit to say about your song ready, and we will give whatever kind of feedback you like. And the whole idea is to help each other get better and to finish more music, and if you are releasing music, to release more music. And so we just ask that everyone keeps the feedback constructive and helpful. And yeah, the whole idea is to help each other get better. So it's okay to have critical feedback and to disagree with something, but just frame it in a way that's helpful and constructive. And that way, somebody can learn from your tastes and opinions. And so with all that said, we also ask that everybody sticks around the whole time and gives feedback on every song. Sometimes it feels like you're not qualified to give feedback on a song, so then you can just kind of share your reaction to it or your vibes or whatever. Anyway, so I think, let's see, first up today we have Uyeyu, who rolled a 2 as a monster roll. So go ahead and let us know what you have for us today, and we will get your track queued up. All right. Hi guys, short electronic work in progress, just mapping out general structure and ideas. Not sure where to take it next. Any ideas? General feedback and mix feedback, please. All right, here is Uyeyu. All right, great way to get us started. Great energy. Love the beat. I love the textures and the hi-hats especially. They sound really great. And yeah, just the overall flow and vibe was great. I think, let's see, 2.5 minutes. So I think like another glitchy breakdown kind of section, and then come back in with the beat is what I would do. To make it like maybe 3.5 minutes long, something like that. I think maybe the intro is a little bit, well, it kind of depends on the context. If it's a single, I think the intro is a little bit long, but if it's part of an album, I think it's perfect. It kind of just depends on the context, as far as like sucking somebody in sooner than later. But yeah, that could be like a 5-minute track, especially on an album. But yeah, depends on the context a little bit. But yeah, like overall, I did think on the mix, it was a little bit bright. So I think if you turn down the cymbals and the glitchy textures a little bit, then you can turn up some of the mids and low mids a little bit more, especially the low mids. There's a lot of room, especially that bass, because that bass sounds really good, but it could have a lot more oomph if it had more like 300, 200-ish mids in there, because there's a lot of room for that. So that would be my suggestion for the mixes, to kind of push the lows and the low mids a little bit more, and then bring down those hi-hats and glitches just a little bit to make a little bit more headroom for that. But yeah, I really like it. That was great. And thank you for going first, and for kicking us off, and for bringing great energy. Love when we kick off with a banger. Okay, now let me see. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's see, this one. All right, and next up today we have Solar. We're going to SoundCloud for this one. Here we go. So go ahead, Solar, and let us know a little bit about your song and what kind of feedback you're looking for. All right, you're way ahead of me. Solar says there are 3 main things I need help with on the track. Firstly, I'm wondering if it gets too repetitive after the second half. Is there enough going on for what the track is? The next thing is I want to add a second verse somewhere, but I'm not sure where it would go and how I could transition into it. And lastly, as you may find out, the track ends abruptly because it's unfinished. I want the song to end with a bang, but I don't know what I could do to build the track up anymore. Any other tips, thoughts, and advice are welcome. All right. Awesome. Here is Solar. All right, that was great. I really liked the melodies and the chorus. Your falsetto is really great, and yeah, the song is really catchy. And I don't know if I necessarily would add a second verse. I really like the way it's arranged now. It just kind of like roll after the first chorus, it kind of just like keeps rolling in a really nice way and then kind of builds up at the end. I would say maybe even like build it up even more with like more instruments coming in, like some strings or something like that, to make the last bit really epic, and then just keep building, and then maybe just like cut it off right at the end of one of the choruses, just have it end and everybody stop. I think that would be cool. But yeah, as far as the song, I think it's really well written and well arranged, and I personally wouldn't add a second verse. I think that it's got a great flow the way it is now. But of course it's up to you. It's only 3.5 minutes, so there's definitely some room for some more if you want. Yeah. Lots of other good feedback coming in. Oh yeah, gotta get new songs. We got you. And we got okay. So next up today we have Cariad. All right, and Cariad says, hello, got another EP track for y'all. It's pretty much ready to go except for mastering. So wanted to give it a test run. Mix is pretty much signed off on, but happy for any feedback. All right, here we go.
I sought you like nobody else was around. From the start, I knew I was in over my head. sound. One move in any direction, it's over now. Hear the click and we know. Too late for us to run away. We're building on a landmine. As the moment holds us in tight, we got caught up in the pretty lights until the way that we were headed was fast and wide. Couldn't keep it like it was before, but my heart had wanted even more until the weight of these emotions was hard to fight. And it all became clear. We've been towing a fine line as the breaking point reveals. We've been building on a landmine. As the moment holds us in tight, we got caught up in the pretty lights until the way that we were headed was fast and wild. Couldn't keep it like it was before, but my heart had wanted even more until the weight of these emotions was hard to fight.
All right, that was so good. It was really good. I really liked it. I think, yeah, that's gonna, with mastering on it, it's gonna sound really, really, really killer. That's a great mix, and yeah, everything is well balanced, and yeah, after mastering, it's gonna really pop. I can tell the good mix before mastering like that. And yeah, the melodies are great, as usual for you. The chorus was really catchy, and the choruses at the end really had a good payoff. They really felt like just really well done, and the energy kind of rose a bit at the end in a really good way. And I like that little vocal solo break transition that you did. That was great. And yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the vocal not cutting through, because when you master it, it always comes out way louder for whatever reason. So yeah, that's just part of mixing. But yeah, so I think it sounds wonderful, and congrats, that's a great track. And oh, I was gonna say, if you want to DM me about those old tracks, feel free to do that. I'm happy to try to help with those, so let me know. But yeah, thank you, that was a great track, and thanks for submitting. All right, awesome. So next up, we have Flatterectomy. All right, this is Produce from last month's Ingredient Substitution Blitz. I just tweaked the mix a little and added a little synth solo to spice up the bridge, but I'm not sure about it. All feedback is welcome. All right, and this blitz was, let's see, you had to take some normal ingredient of a song and substitute it with something totally different. Or I think you might have done something lyrically instead. But let's see, I forget. Here is Flatterectomy.
Spend some time chewing on your food. Guzzling it down isn't good for you. Masticate like the greatest till you're fully satiated. It's a family recipe, a regular ancestral specialty. One small change, but I won't lie, you'll remember this your whole life. Such good appetite. There's a miracle on your plate. The secret ingredient is hate. I substituted a fruit or two for all this loathing that you uproot. So eat the produce that I produce. So eat the produce that I produce for you. You can lick your plate clean if you want to. After all, this was all for you. Go all out, don't be lazy, till your face is soaked in gravy. Acid reflux for a small spell. Just relax and loosen up the belt. Drink the last of your red wine, cause right now it is dessert time. Such good appetite. There's a miracle on your plate. The secret ingredient is hate. I substituted a fruit or two for all this loathing that you uproot. So eat the produce that I produce. So eat the produce that I produce for you. Such good appetite. There's a miracle on your plate. The secret ingredient is hate. I substituted a fruit or two for all this loathing that you uproot. So eat the produce that I produce. So eat the produce that I produce for you.
Well, shoot. All right. That was Flatterectomy with Produce. That was great. Loved it. I loved the synth solo. Definitely a great addition. Yeah, loved the synth solo. The way it kept getting higher and higher too. Kept it exciting and fun. But that was a great track. Really fun. Love the lyrics. I really like the glitchy, like breakbeat type stuff going on. That really gives it a lot of energy and yeah, just like a great, that really kind of sets the feel and the energy, and yeah, just a really fun, playful track. I love your vocals in that. And there was a synth, I think it was in the chorus, and it was kind of like a Celeste type sound or something like that. That's not the right word, but I really liked that too. That was a cool timbre of that thing. So yeah, just a lot of cool, interesting sounds in that one, and just a lot of energy, and I really like it. I think the mix is really good too. That one sounds really, really done, really polished. So yeah, great job. All right, awesome. So next up today we have Indigo Cypress. I think we're going to SoundCloud for this, if I remember right. No, wrong. Maybe. Yes, maybe that's right. Nope. Oh, right. Bandcamp. Let's see. Who looks better? This looks better. There we go. Okay. So, Indigo Cypress says, hi, here today with just a pretty chill IDM track made almost entirely using VCV Rack and Simple Brain. And obviously, once again, made in one sitting, about 3 hours on this one. Anyways, any feedback is appreciated. And here we go. All right, nice. The fade out was mine. Sorry about that. That was great. Thank you for sharing that. I don't know if you're familiar with Wolf Asylum, aka Wolfie, but I got big time Wolfie vibes from that. I love the breakbeats coming and going. I think that adds a really nice spice. I think you mentioned it's sounding a little thin. I think the part that you said that, I agree. For the most part, I disagree. I think it was good. But I think when you said that, it was a moment that could use a little bit more. Personally, I love adding pads with big filter sweeps that last like multiple measures. That's one of my favorite ambiance adding elements. I think that would fit in this kind of track. So that would be my recommendation. But for the most part, the track had what it needed, I think. You don't want to overcrowd it because I think the space in it was really great. And kind of, just made everything feel important and worth listening to. And at one point there was like this synth that made this honking sound. And I don't know if it was like one of those weird synth artifacts you get, or if that was a sound that just kind of popped up for 1 second. But I loved that lead sound. That was great. It sounded very unique. And I would use that in the future, if not in this track, then in a different one, because that was a cool sound. But I just wanted to bring that up because it stood out to me. But yeah, thank you for sharing. That was great. And yeah, that lead sounded so cool. Okay, awesome. So next up today we have 209 Apollo. And we're going back to Winamp. Let's see, I'll move you back. Volume warning. All right, 209 Apollo says, "Hi all, this is my very first song I've made since taking music seriously. Completely redone it because it sounded really bad with my old mic, and I'd like to think my mixing has gotten better in 5 years. There's still a lot that needs to be fixed before I'm okay with releasing it, but hopefully you guys like it. It was pretty loud on my end and didn't get to tweak it." All right, a little volume warning for this one. I'm sure it'll be fine. Here is 209 Apollo.
Lay beats, this go crazy. Ezra got the lingo.
Hey stranger, where have we met? Seen your face before, I bet. Now I'm breaking out in a sweat, cause I know that you were in my bed. Hey, check the time, girl, you gotta go. You be playing games like it's tic-tac-toe. I just took a double for X, not an O. Cross you out my life, you're X, you're a hoe. Oh, she be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night, I swear. Oh, it's all the time. Cause I'm tired of the games and the way my heart's racing. Let you have your fun, but you know I won't chase you. I'm just trying to live my best life, but I know I'm young and I don't wanna waste it. Cause I'm 22, nothing new. Every year I'm running through, but ever since we met you fucked it up, I started blaming you. And I let my ego win, I'm just the same as you. I should've cut you off, I guess I know it took me way too long. I don't need love, I'm not Cupid. If I got a shot, I won't shoot it. Cause I know better, I should just forget her. way too long, cause I've been trying to right my wrongs. But you give me advice like I listen. Devil on my shoulder, you're no different. I keep drawing lines that you're crossing. I keep losing score, it's exhausting. Could've had it all, but you're toxic. Tell me, is this really what you wanted? Hey, check the time, girl, you gotta go. You be playing games like it's tic-tac-toe. I just took a double for X, not an O. Cross you out my life, you're an ex, you're a hoe. Oh, she be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night, I swear. Oh, all the time. Tic-tac-toe, no X and O's. I have my turn, I'll let you go. Cause honestly, girl, I just need somebody else to let me free. Hey, check the time, girl, you gotta go. You be playing games like it's tic-tac-toe. I just took a double for X, not an O. Cross you out my life, you're an ex, you're a hoe. Oh, she be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night. She be on my mind all night, I swear. Oh, it's all the time.
All right, that was a banger. That was really good. Yeah, not sure what you have left to finish on that, but it sounded very, very done to me. Very finished, very well mixed, well produced, well performed. The vocal performance was really, really good. The harmonies were really good. It was a great hook. Yeah, just a great track. Great job. And especially for self-produced and everything, that sounds like a professional pop track. So yeah, really great job. And definitely your mixing has, I mean, I can't say it's gotten better. I'm not sure what it was before, but yeah, you definitely have a great mix there. And yeah, really good job. Yeah, sounds ready to release to me. I loved it. That was great. Please let us know when you release that. I'd love to put that on my IMF playlist. All right, awesome, great tunes today. So next up we have Why I Oughta, bringing a slightly different vibe. All right. And they say, howdy everyone, this is Drums Defiant, a drum cadence that's part of a suite I'm finishing up. You may have heard an early version in an LCR last April. It's been that long. It's distant and echoey by design, but I wanted it to be thumpy too, so I added taiko drum to give it something punchy on the low end. I think it's almost done, but I'd love to hear what y'all think. All right, awesome. Here is Why I Oughta. All right, there was Why I Oughta. That was great. Love some nice drums only music. I think you did it really well. It had like obviously not a melody, but there were like things to go back to that were repeating in a great way that felt like hooks. And I think it was a good mix of orchestral sounds with more hand drum sounds. I think you did the balance pretty well. And I liked the middle where it got thin. I think that part maybe some of the drums sounded a little distant compared to some others were closer, and it was a little bit, it sounded good when there was a lot of drums, but when there was a little bit of drums that was a little bit contrasty, like as far as the dry and the wet. So maybe that part could use a little bit more I guess attention, but overall I loved it. And just the arrangement and the vibe and the way it flowed I think was great. And it reminded me of the one semester that I was in band in high school in the drum line and playing cymbals there. That was good memory. But yeah, thank you for sharing. And I think it's great. I can't remember if I heard it originally. I don't think I've heard a drums only one from you, but I guess I could be wrong. If it was all the way back in April, it's hard to remember that far ago, how far back. It was like right in the middle was the part I was thinking of. This part. No, before that. Yeah, I guess it was that part. Anyway. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I really liked that one. It was great. And next up today we have Maple Leaf. Change things up here. All right. And so this is technically take 3 of mastering this track. Basically went back to the drawing board and tried less hard, tried to have it sound less claustrophobic around the high end, and hopefully actually added more sub this time too. Any general feedback is welcome. All right, awesome. Here is Maple Leaf. All right. I loved that. That was great. I think you nailed it this time. I think, yeah, the balance was there, and the energy was there, and I think after listening to the whole thing, I do think the kick and bass balance is good. I think the way you did it, the bass has a really good pulse to it, and the kick is a bit more of like a transient. And I think at this tempo, it works good to have the bass kind of carry the low end. So I think after listening to the whole track, I would say you nailed it. And I think this sounds 100% ready to release. Yeah, I think it kind of, the quiet sections had good contrast with the loud sections, and that main arpeggio that builds up into the loudest sections is really, really great. Good melody and energy, and yes, I think great job. That bass at the end is so good. That jigga 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 jigga, love it. That's so good. Yeah, great job. Okay, and it is the short. We're going to you. All right, so next up today we have C4, and we just have a short, I guess. And C4 says, hello everybody. Today I have an Arabic song that I'd love to get your feedback on. Please share your thoughts on the vocals, the vibe, the mixing, and anything else you notice. I'd also love to hear what genre or style you think this song falls into, since I don't have much knowledge about that. Thank you so much for listening. All right. Here is C4 with a short one today.
كله فيك قدامي ماني شايف حدا تاني عارف ان قدامي احلامي وانا عم بحاول اصل لها باي شكل تاني لانه احلامي قدامي زمان لساتني بحاول اي وقت يرجعان شامل كمان لساته ايام بدور قدامي وبدعي كمان كله فيك قدامي ماني شايف حدا تاني عارف ان قدامي احلامي وانا عم بحاول اوصلها باي شكل تاني لانه احلامي قدامي زمان لساتني بحاول اي وقت يرجع عطشان كمان لساته ايام بدور قدامي وبدعي كمان
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm unmuted now. Thanks, C4, for that. That was great. I really liked that. The great vibe, and I loved the style of the vocals and the vibe of the instrumental. I think it was like kind of a R&B, alternative R&B, or like alternative hip hop type genre. But yeah, I agreed with everyone else that the vocals were kind of muted, and I think you could clear them up by EQing out some of the low frequencies and then adding in some higher frequencies, especially around like 2K, 3K for presence and clarity, and then higher than that is kind of gives them like an airier sound when you go up higher, like 5 to 15 to 20K. You can add some like airiness to them, but yeah, I think that would help a lot to make the vocals shine a little bit more, because I think they were really good. And the other thing I was thinking was with the kick. The kick had a nice punch and low end, but I think it had a little bit of like a knocky sound. I would turn down like 1K EQ on the kick a little bit, just to give it a little bit less of like a basketball sound, and a little bit just kind of focus more on the low end of it, because it sounds really good in that range, I think. But yeah, that was it. Just little things you can improve, but the song itself is great. I love the melody. I like the vocals. I like the style of the vocal. It really fits the style of the instrumental, and yeah, it was a great track. Thank you. All right, beautiful. So next up today we have Daphne. All right. Hi, all. This is part of an album FTT. Part of an album at FTT Ocean. And I. Sorry. Let me start over. Hi, all. This is part of an album that FTT Ocean and I have been working on for a long time, where I took on the vocals and lyrics and melody. The first song of the album was just released, and this will be another one of the singles we will release later this year. It's pretty much done. Any feedback is welcome. All right. Awesome. Here is Daphne and FTT Ocean.
to run, to fly like a phoenix. You'll rise, no breaks. You need to crash if you want to survive. And win this war with sacrifices. 'Cause tonight we must move towards the sky. If you won't go, you'll never see the light. Take to the sun and use it to ignite your senses. If you won't go, you'll never see the light. Take to the sun and use it to ignite your senses.
All right. That was an absolute banger. Loved that. Great energy, great vocals, great instrumental. Yeah, that's a great collaboration. I have just like nothing but good things to say about every part of that. It was just like great energy throughout, and yeah, it was just like good thing after good thing happening and never let down. And yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I think the mix was really, really good. I'm not sure exactly what to improve on that. I think maybe somebody mentioned more low end on the bass, and maybe that is could work. Yeah, I'm not sure. I did think maybe there was a little more room for low end, but that was a very busy mix, and it was very, very, very well managed, with all of that stuff going on to make it all sound good together, and just good arranging and good instrumentation too, to just have all those parts fit together so well. So yeah, amazing job, and I really, really liked it. Great job. Thank you for sharing that. That was really good. All right, so next up today, we won't be hearing from Eno, I guess. Export troubles, I've been there. Been there. So next up, we have JW. Who is no doubt going to bring us some metal. All right, JW says, hi, this one's the intro track to an album I've been kicking around for a couple years now. Any feedback is welcome. It's fully recorded, but the mix is still a work in progress. Thanks. All right. Here is JW. Mute.
to love betrayal. This feeling might won't kill me today.
Take me away. Love to and I can't help but blame you for buying this in bulk. As I sit here and sulk, and I wait for it to pass, and I wait for it to pass, and I wait for it to pass. This hiding dark will not destroy my dreams. Nothing is once I live with all my cravings, I'm never coming back. I'm not coming back. The same I did, sorry man, I cannot shake this pain in my chest. A visual sense of all of these men to die for what they believe in, die for what I believe in. Jesus my Christ, not for the slut, but me. You were meant to save me, you were meant to save me. That's all I had to say. Help me on my nursery. Bye, living in my city of grey. Bye, living with a smile on its face. Bye, you'll be fine. None the wiser to your twisted loss.
All right, there was JW with a work in progress from an upcoming album. I guess that's the opener. Yeah, I think the song was great. The flow of it and stuff, it works good as an opener to kind of set the tone for your style. I think for the mix, I would say I would work on like compressing the vocals. Personally, I compress each vocal, but then I run them all through like a bus together and compress that together too, so that when they're all kind of hitting at the same time, it kind of like tucks them in a little bit. I think it could benefit from that. And I think the main rhythm guitars could use some more body, like low mids and stuff in the sound. And yeah, just little stuff to keep working at. But yeah, I think it was great, good vibe and good opener. And I think the lead guitar tones sounded good, like EQ and everything wise. And the vocal tones were good. Yeah, I just think they could use more compression to just kind of like even things out a little bit between the softer and more intense parts. Yeah, but great start. And yeah, thanks for sharing. And moving along, we have George Alexander and I have a collab. And I showed this once before and I kind of butchered it because it was I had just recorded the vocals that morning. But here is the final thing. I believe it's being released tomorrow. And this is called Out of Sync. Here you go.
these new cracks aren't showing. We done a lot of growing, but I know we both feel the progress has been slowing. Maybe that's the understatement of the year. Yeah, your grin is growing in here. I ain't gonna tell you what you wanna hear. Yeah, we gotta draw the line somewhere. Can't we find a way to disagree? This new you doesn't work for me. Stop and think, how did we get so out of sync? It's feeling like we're on the brink. Hey, if you're gonna play the game that way, yeah, then I guess the rules have gotta change. Maybe it's easier to walk away. Yeah, what the hell else do we gotta say? We gotta change momentum. Yeah, your family's hurt, I won't let you forget them. We gotta work together. In the past there ain't been nothing we can't weather. We can't let this fester for another year. The infection will get worse from here. Now we've had a minute just to clear the air. Yeah, we took a vow, so let's start there. Can't we find a way to disagree? This new you doesn't work for me. Stop and think, how did we get so out of sync? It's feeling like we're on the brink. Hey, if you're gonna play the game that way, yeah, then I guess the rules have gotta change. Maybe it's easier to walk away. Yeah, what the hell else do we gotta say? Hey, if you're gonna play the game that way, yeah, then I guess the rules have gotta change. Maybe it's easier to walk away. Yeah, what the hell else do we gotta say?
All right. There you have it. That was produced by George Alexander. He did an amazing job. It sounds really, really, really good. Yeah, I'm hoping we do more together because that's one of my favorite things that I've gotten to work on. Really great. Really happy with that, and really, really happy that he asked me to work with him. Yeah, just really, really love that one. Yes, so thanks everybody for joining Live Community Review today. It was a great edition. Loved the music today. And thanks everybody for joining and for bringing great feedback and great energy and great music. And thanks to Pax and Volps for running indie music feedback. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your day and a good week and a happy new year. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.